Personal liability is when you, as an individual, can be held legally responsible for something that goes wrong with the client. It's a scary thought, right? It's tempting to believe that your passion and good intentions will shield you, but the reality is that even the most well-meaning experts can face legal claims. Here's a common misconception I hear all the time. If I do my best and I follow my process, I can't be blamed for the client's lack of result. And unfortunately, the law does not see it that way. If a client feels misled or believes that you guaranteed a specific outcome, you can find yourself facing a claim for damages. Hello, Genius. Welcome back to another episode of the Own Your Genius podcast, the space where we encourage you to use your education and your experiences to create dope businesses. I'm your host, brand attorney LaConya Murray, owner of Off the Mark IP Solutions and founder of Mark Legal. I'm thrilled to have you here as we dive into this month's theme of business structure and liability. Whether you're a coach, a consultant, a speaker, or just a subject matter expert in general, today's episode is packed with practical wisdom to keep you safe as you help others unlock their greatness. Because let's face it, being a subject matter expert means that your clients look to you for guidance and transformation. But what happens if they don't get the results they expected? Are you personally liable for their outcomes? This is the question that keeps many experts up at night, and it's one that we're tackling head on today. Welcome back to the Own Your Genius podcast, where we talk about building smart businesses, creating standout brands, and turning your intellectual property into income. I'm your host, Attorney LaConya Murray, founder of Off the Mark IP Solutions. We're a boutique firm that helps professionals and experts use legal clarity and brand strategy to protect what they've built and grow what they've created. We got a good one for you today, so let's get started. First things first, personal liability is when you, as an individual, can be held legally responsible for something that goes wrong with the client. It's a scary thought, right? It's tempting to believe that your passion and good intentions will shield you, but the reality is that even the most well-meaning experts can face legal claims. Here's a common misconception I hear all the time. If I do my best and I follow my process, I can't be blamed for the client's lack of result. And unfortunately, the law does not see it that way. If a client feels misled or believes that you guaranteed a specific outcome, you can find yourself facing a claim for damages. But don't worry, there are some smart, practical ways to protect yourself without losing the trust and connection that you worked so hard to build. So one of the things that you want to use are disclaimers and contracts. Those are your first line of defense. Think of these as your business's seatbelt. They don't prevent every bump in the road, but they do keep you safer. A disclaimer is a simple statement that sets boundaries on what you can and cannot guarantee. For example, you've seen this one several times. Your results may vary depending on your effort and circumstances. It's not just legal protection, it's an honest way to keep the expectations realistic. A contract, on the other hand, it spells out the terms of your working relationship with your client. It will cover what you'll do, what you won't do, and what's expected of both sides. Clear contracts reduce misunderstandings and give you something solid to point to if a dispute ever pops up. Here's a quick practical example. Imagine that you're a wellness coach. Your contract might clarify that you provide educational information, not medical advice, and that the clients are responsible for their own results. Adding a disclaimer to your website, emails, and presentation reinforces this message. This way, the other party is not caught off guard, and you've done your part to set clear expectations. And I cannot overstate the importance of setting clear expectations from day one, not day two, not after they sign the contract, but from day one, meaning from the time they get to your landing page or your website, or they receive that first email or opt-in. Set the expectations from day one. When clients know what they can and what they cannot expect, they're less likely to feel disappointed and less likely to blame you if things don't go as planned. You want to start every engagement with a candid conversation. Be upfront about the process, the potential outcome, and what's required for success. Now, you want to use your contract and your disclaimers as talking points, not just paperwork, meaning that you're actually having this conversation. You're not just putting it in the fine print when you give them the client retainer. So here are a few communication strategies that can help you. 1, repeat key points verbally and in writing. You want to check for understanding. Ask clients to paraphrase what they're agreeing to. One thing that, if you've ever worked with me, that you hear me say often is, does that make sense? Do you understand? That way they're verbally acknowledging that, hey, I hear you, it makes sense, and yes, I understand. You also want to make sure that you're documenting important conversation. Documentation has saved my behind in the one time, only happened once, and the one time that I actually had a dispute. So document. One thing that I encourage is, if you speak to someone on the phone, document in writing by sending a follow-up email that recaps that conversation. Another thing that you can do in order to set clear expectations with communication is to encourage questions and address any concerns that they may have early on. When you set and reinforce boundaries with compassion, you actually build trust and minimize the risk of legal headaches. Another thing that you can do on top of disclaimers in contracts and clear communications and expectation is invest in professional liability insurance. It's sometimes called errors and omissions insurance, but this can cover legal costs and damages if someone claims that you made a mistake or failed to deliver as promised. And you can you can start with whoever you have, even your car insurance from, and see if they offer it. Because I know like insurance companies like State Farm actually do offer business insurance as well. So that's one place that you can check. And the reason that professional liability insurance is so important is because even if you do everything right, you can still be sued. And insurance helps cover your attorney fees, settlements, and other expenses so that a single claim doesn't ruin your business or finances. If you don't already have coverage, I highly recommend that you talk to an insurance advisor who understands the needs of coaches, consultants, and speakers. It's a small price to pay for a huge peace of mind. And just imagine you, a seasoned business coach, working with a client who doesn't achieve the growth they're hoping for. And as a result, they blame you for the outcome. If you have a solid contract, clear disclaimers, and professional liability insurance in place, you will be able to resolve this situation without escalating into a legal nightmare. Because real talk, legal protection isn't just about paperwork and policies. It's about safeguarding your business, your reputation, and your peace of mind. You deserve that protection as much as your client deserves honest, transparent support. So, we talked about a lot. Let's recap today's main takeaways. The first thing, you need to understand your personal liability and don't rely on good intentions alone to save you. Use disclaimers and contracts to set clear boundaries and protect yourself. Communicate openly to ensure clients know what to expect. And finally, invest in professional liability insurance for extra security. As you continue to own your genius, remember, protecting yourself legally isn't selfish, it's smart, it's responsible, and it's part of serving your clients with integrity. Don't let fear hold you back. Put these tools in place and keep showing up as the confident, caring expert that you are. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Own Your Genius podcast. If you found this podcast episode helpful, make sure you share it with a fellow expert, and let's keep raising the bar together. Until next time, keep building your business, growing your brand, and owning your genius. Let's take this conversation over to ownyourgenius.co. I want you to share this episode with 3 people and have them join you there. But before you go, you know what to do. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and rate the podcast. Until next week, keep building your business, growing your brand, and owning your genius.